when 2021 was approaching, I thought, you know what, I want to know what my year is going to be like. So I called the psychic hotline, you know, and and the person picks up, they says, who is it? So I hung up. You know, you should know who's calling. So Tom, would you introduce our guest, please?
Yeah. Tonight, Dr. Joe, we have Hildy Grossman and Jon Land. Hildy Grossman is a clinical psychologist and jazz singer and has served as artistic director and producer for all upstage lung cancer productions. And this year, we'll be celebrating 15 years of life after being diagnosed with lung cancer.
Wow.
Jon Land is the USA Today bestselling author of 50 books, including 10 titles in the critically acclaimed Caitlin Strong series. He also wrote the 2005 film Dirty Deeds, starring Zoe Saldana, which has been downloaded over 50 million times to date. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got a lot of 50s here. Did you hear all of those 3 50s? 50 years surviving, 50 books, 50 million downloads. This is awesome.
15
years of surviving.
Tom.
That's my bad. My diction.
That's all right.
It's okay. We got a lot of 5s here. We got 15.
5s, yes.
Anyway, welcome, 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 guys. I am so thrilled to have you both here. Welcome. So Hildy, let me just start with you. So psychologist and jazz singer?
Yes.
Got to tell me about that.
Why not? Well,
why not?
I think my whole life, believe me, I'm not somebody who's into like astrology and stuff, but being a Gemini, I have to say I really fit into that mold quite perfectly. So yeah, I am a psychologist. I got my PhD at Northwestern in Chicago, then came to Boston and taught at BU for a while, then went to Harvard Medical School and did a postdoc, and I did all those academic things, but I've always been a singer. And even as a kid, I was part of a children's chorus with the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, and that's where my heart, my soul, my spirit, my, all of the things that feel like they make life joyful come from my inner musician. Yeah. So yeah, I sing, and I have a group called the Fallen Angels with an O. Don't look up Fallen Angels with an A because it's like a porn site. But if you get the Fallen Angels with an O,
I think that's probably good to know, Hildy. Thanks so much for that.
That's not my site. But yeah, so we've done some great things over the years. Anyway.
Wait, let me just ask, where is the O in Fallen Angels?
F-O-L-L.
F-O-L-L. Thank you. So fallen.
Fallen.
Thank you. Fallen Angels.
Yeah.
Lovely. Terrific. I want to hear so much more, but I just got to introduce Jon here as well. Jon Land. It is so great to have you on the Dr. Joe Show. Where are you calling in from?
Well, I'm in Providence, Rhode Island. The other Fallen Angels site, that's mine. Go there, I'm right down the road. I'm in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, good.
If you had a wall, I used to do signings all over New England when Walden Books was in business. So I've probably been in your area. If there was a wall with the Walden Books, I was there. So I'm just down the road a little bit.
It's so 50 books. How long have you been writing, Jon?
I actually wrote my first book, God Help Us, It'll Never Be Published, never be read again, as a senior thesis at Brown University. And in 1978, 79, graduated in 79. So since then, yeah, I think I'm up to 55 books now.
Wow.
I've literally lost count.
Was that a pun? Wait, that was a pun.
Was a what?
That was a pun. I've literally lost count. That was a pun. Did you hear that pun? Love it.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah. So I'm just fascinated by the process of 55 books. And then how did you begin working with this group?
Well, I think it basically, when you write fiction, you're creating characters. You're making up people in your mind, in your imagination. And in nonfiction, you are taking real life stories and making them into taking real stories, but putting them into print, putting them in a way that people can relate to them. So specifically for this book, which is The Living Room, which I wrote with Bonnie Addario, who is a force of nature. She's not with us tonight because of dental surgery. But Bonnie is head of the Go-To Foundation. I think Hildy is on the Go-To Foundation board. Is that correct? No?
No, I'm not, but we collaborate on stuff.
Okay, because I thought I had seen that in the email.
And I just want to clarify that Bonnie is out here because she had a dental procedure.
Yes.
Right? Not that she is not here.
No, she's here.
Okay.
Here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Just
Good clarification.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, she is still with us.
Okay, good.
I had done a book called Chasing the Dragon with Bonnie's husband, Tony's cousin, Dan Addario. And when Dan found out from his cousin, Tony, Bonnie's husband, that she was interested in writing a book, he asked if I would speak to them to see if I could help get them in the right direction. Well, the thing about most people when they want to do a book, if it's a memoir and what they want it to be about their life, in this case, Dr. Joe, the interesting thing was Bonnie wasn't sure what she wanted. She wanted to tell a story about lung cancer, about hope, about living with lung cancer instead of dying of it. But she didn't know how to do it. And in our first conversation, as soon as she told me the story of how she founded The Living Room, a support group where people meet either virtually or in person, and listen to experts, talk about lung cancer and provide treatment options and hope. As soon as she said the words The Living Room, I saw what we were going to do. I saw the book as The Living Room. And I saw it as a way to introduce people with all cancers, but particularly lung cancer, to survivors of late stage lung cancer, which is a remarkable achievement in itself that's happening every day. And what I said was, in the tradition of the great Studs Terkel, my idol when it comes to nonfiction journalistic writing, let's find 20 people who are survived like Bonnie has herself. Bonnie is a stage 3B survivor of lung cancer. Let's find 20 other survivors and let's tell their stories. Let's let their stories be the book instead of trying to make the book into what we want it to be. And that's how The Living Room happened.
That is just so fascinating. And the whole idea of The Living Room is just such a wonderful image, because that's where we spend our days. That's where we enjoy things. But it's interesting because we can also sometimes have memories and things that should actually be in the attic. We can talk about that as well. But before we do that, we have our own soft furniture, our couches, the place that we call home. WATD is among those places. And we would not be able to be in this particular living room were it not for our sponsors. And so let's take our first commercial break, and we will be right back with Hildy Grossman and Jon Land to talk about amazing stuff. We'll be right back.
Stretch the canvas, brush with my